I don't know why I'm doing all these size comparisons. I don't know if it matters, but for anybody who was curious. Hey everybody, I am back with another Barbie video for you today. This one has been requested a few times in the comments in some of my previous videos, and I was able to find this doll the last time that I went doll hunting with my mom, which, by the way, if you want to see that video, then I'll put the link at the end of this one. Anyway, so today we're going to be taking a look at one of the new My First Barbies. So as far as I'm aware, this is a new doll line. I know that they've had like My First Barbie before in the past, but they were just basically normal Barbies, but like more simplified, because obviously it's meant for the younger audience, for, you know, tiny fingers to be able to change the outfits and stuff like that. I don't know if I've seen a My First Barbie in stores for a while now. You know, like I said, I know they've had them in the past, but I don't know if they've had them recently. So this is something that they are bringing back for the My First Barbie, but they have made a change. The newer Barbies are actually bigger and they have a soft touch body, just because it's, you know, more, it's probably better for the younger kids to play with. And I'll talk more about that in just a little bit here. In fact, what I want to do, because I want to, you know, definitely take my time and show you guys everything in this since it was a request. Also, I have the new camera mount and I want to play with it. So I'm going to turn the camera around so that way I can get a top view of this and we can take a closer look of the doll and everything that she comes with and everything. All right, so please excuse the mat. This is paper and it got wet, so it looks weird. I have to replace it. But anyway, so here is the new My First Barbie that I have. This one, well, they don't really have names on them or anything like that, but this one is the brunette, and I think that this one is meant to be like Teresa, maybe. I don't know if this is the Teresa face mold or not, but anyway, this is meant for younger audiences, basically, for smaller kids. So I mentioned the soft touch body. It's on a bigger scale. So like, as you can see on the back here, like this is the size of a normal Barbie, and then this is the size of the My First Barbies. I don't have a normal Barbie out here to compare to right now, but maybe I'll go get one later so that way I can do a size comparison side by side so you can see for yourself. But the other reason that they decided to scale up the dolls is because for smaller fingers to be able to change the outfits easily, just because, you know, smaller hands, little fingers, they're not as dexterous yet, so they want to make it easy for them. The box is really interesting because they don't have a plastic cover. So, I mean, there is plastic holding in some of these accessories and stuff like that, but you can actually touch the doll and play with the doll right away, you know, while she's on the shelves, which is a little unfortunate because I have seen some where their hand was broken or kind of bent in a weird way. Obviously somebody abused them in the stores, but anyway, so here on the box it does mention that there is a soft touch body. Here you can put like a to and from or whatever. It's just a little cloud with a couple lines so you can write whatever you want. It does say easy to dress, and there's some cute artwork of the character. On the side of the box there is some artwork here as well, and then on the other side of the box you can see all 4 characters. On the top here, it looks like there's a handle. It is kind of like part of the actual box, but you could just do that and then hold it like this for it to be a handle. Now, I first started seeing these dolls at Target. I have not seen them at Walmart, so I don't know if they're being sold there yet. But I actually ended up picking up this doll at Toys R Us in a Macy's store. Both of the Toys R Us locations near me had plenty of these in stock, and they are normally $19.99, so they're this is a $20 doll basically, but I did get this on a 25% off sale. So that's one thing that I really do like about Toys R Us, is that even though they may be, you know, like in the past they've been like slightly more expensive than other stores, they tend to have discounts and sales all the time. And I know that Target does have sales and discounts, it just doesn't seem to come up that often anymore. All right, I'm gonna start opening this box up because since this is a My First Barbie, I want to see how easy or difficult it is to open the box. So I'm just going to lift that out. The handle kind of comes off. Slide this out. And then here we have the doll just kind of attached to this cardboard box. Here really quick, I'm just gonna cut all the little pieces of plastic that are holding the doll in. Trying to be extra careful around the hair. Oh, she was really stapled to that. She is really substantial, pretty heavy. I'm gonna set her aside really quick while I get the rest of her accessories off the box. So for the most part, the doll is pretty simple. Of course, you get the doll. She does come with a hairbrush, and the hairbrush has like this bow kind of molded on the back with this little heart and everything, and it looks like a pretty decent hairbrush. She also comes with a little pink visor that has a bow on it. She comes with a little plushie stuffed animal, which looks like a little bunny or like a little rabbit. These are kind of cute. I remember my grandma used to make little stuffed animals like this, where it's just like 2 pieces of plastic with the thing printed on it, and you just sew it together and fill it with fluff. So these are really cute. And then it comes with like a little loop right here. I don't know if that's like for her to be able to hold it or what that's for. And then you get her shoes, which are these purple kind of like platform heels or like wedge sneakers. And then that brings us to the doll herself. So this is a very interesting concept, being that she has a soft touch body. Her body is made of like a softer rubber material. Like, I don't know what kind of material this is technically, but you know, it's meant to like not poke somebody's eye out with her hand. Cause you know, like the newer like fashionistas and stuff, they have the harder plastic for the limbs and everything. But it's really interesting. It feels nice. Like, it's not a weird, bad feeling or anything. It's just different. It's kind of similar to how classic Barbie legs are, because, you know, with the legs, you do have like the bend and snap and everything. It's just a little bit more matte feeling. It's not as glossy as the older Barbie's legs were. But the cool thing is that the elbows also have a bend and snap joint in them. I think that is so cool. Since we are talking about articulation, let's just take a quick look at that. So there is movement at the head. She can look back and forth. She can't really look up or down like the way that the head is done. It's more of just a back and forth kind of neck peg. Her arms at the shoulders can go up and out and around and everything. And then I already showed you she does have like the bend and snap elbows. There is no waist or body articulation, but the hips can go out and around and everything. And then of course she can sit down, and she also has the bend and snap knees, which surprisingly have a pretty decent range of movement. Her hair is really nice. It is a saran, which I'm really happy about because I prefer the saran hair texture. It's this kind of like, I don't know, like a dirty blonde or a light brown. I don't know. On camera, it's kind of coming up a little bit more of like a strawberry blonde almost, but in person, it's not as red or pink as that. The rooting looks to be pretty solid, or you know, pretty thorough. I'm not seeing any like major bald spots or anything like that. This is the kind of rooting that I like because the hair doesn't look super thick. If I pull the hair back and do a ponytail, it's not going to be a really gigantic thick ponytail, but I'm not seeing any bald spots. Like, her hair is like fully rooted all the way through. The face is really pretty. It's different because I feel like anytime they scale up or scale down these faces, it changes the proportions somehow, even though they don't like intend to. And the screening looks a little different. Like, obviously you can tell that this is still Mattel, like it's Mattel's style, but the face does look ever so slightly different than the normal 11-inch Barbies do. She has really, really big eyes, but I think what it is they're kind of printed a little closer together than I'm used to seeing. Like, I don't know, I think she looks better now that I have her out of the box and her hair is loose, because it frames her face a little bit better than the way they had it in the box. I love her eye color. It's like a green. She's got green eyes. Her screening is pretty good. I don't see like any major issues with it. You know, no wonky eye or whatever. Plus, like, each of the stores I went to, like I said, they had tons of them on the shelf, so I was able to look through them and pick my favorite one. The thing is, trying to pick my favorite one out of these was actually kind of of difficult because they had so many of them and there wasn't like a whole lot of variation. So that's the one good thing I am seeing consistency with their faces. Her dress is cute. It's like a little party dress. I do like this. It's kind of reminiscent of, I want to say late 80s, early 90s, kind of like with a slightly modernized twist to it. Just like talking about the silhouette and everything. The one thing I'm not a huge fan of is the printed on stuff. Like you've got printed on necklaces and printed on a printed on belt. And I think I would have rather that just been like, obviously it would have been nice if they were separate accessories, but I think I would have rather this just been a solid piece. Also, this is a dress. It's not a skirt and a top. They are not separate. And it's put together with just like one big piece of Velcro, which is very easy to put on and take off. Oh, it comes all the way. Okay, so it opens up all the way in the back. And there is this here. I don't need this protector anymore. Let me just take this off, this little cardboard thing. Oh, interesting. It looks like she has some molded on undergarments. This is how the outfit comes off. Like I said, it's made for like smaller kids to be able to take the clothes off and change them into something else. So it's a lot easier with like the whole, since the whole back opens. And what's interesting is she does have molded on undergarments. So she has, you know, like a little bra or like a swim top or whatever. And then same thing with the underwear. I mean, surprised that this isn't like painted, but the body is made from the same exact soft touch material that the arms and legs are. So maybe this is harder to paint on, and that's why they didn't bother painting the molded on underwear, which is totally fine, especially since like some of this, like you can kind of see how the fabric here is a little bit see-through, so if she had like painted on underwear, it would be noticeable underneath this, but since it's just the same color as her skin, you don't notice it. All right, I'm gonna put her dress back on here. There we go, and now that it doesn't have that cardboard underneath, it actually fits her a little bit better around the waist. So I'm gonna put her shoes on real quick. I wanna see how easy or difficult it is for that. Also, the shoes, it's two of the exact same mold. There is no right or left shoe. They're both the same. So once again, I think they do that for younger kids to be able to change the outfits and stuff and not have to worry about the left and right shoe. But okay, so I mean, I met a little bit of resistance because the feet are rubbery instead of like a harder plastic or whatever. But for the most part, it wasn't difficult to put the shoes on. And obviously this is made for younger kids, so it's going to be more colorful. It's going to be brighter colors, you know, and stuff like that. It's going to be more frilly and visually interesting. Like they want to keep the kids' interest. So this may not necessarily be my personal aesthetic, but it is very cute. And honestly, like I could see this being elevated to kind of like a decor-y kind of theme. I don't know, like I have her now. Maybe in the future I might like zhuzh her up or customize her a little bit to have like a more decor-y aesthetic, because I do like the way that she looks. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do it right away because I want to enjoy her the way that she is for right now on my shelf, but that might be something for the future. I want to see what she looks like with her little sun visor on. This is really cute. I like sun visors. I like wearing them, like especially at Disneyland. But this is actually really cute. I like this. Sometimes I feel like the accessories, like they'll have one accessory that doesn't go with anything else that they're wearing. And yes, this hot pink is a slightly different pink than what's like printed in her outfit, but I think it's like close enough to her belt that like it works. Plus she's really cute. I like the way that she looks. Also, I noticed that her hands, all the fingers are like squished together, which definitely makes like changing the clothes much easier, because you don't have like the thumb sticking out getting caught on the sleeves as you're trying to dress the doll. And I definitely appreciate that. So she can't, like she doesn't have full on articulation. She just has some bend at the elbows and stuff like that, but she can't like rotate, even though her arms can kind of bend a little bit, but they don't stay there. You're just having to push it. So she's, you know, not really able to hold her little stuffed animal, but I think that that's what this ribbon is for. So you can like do this And there we go. She can she can hold on to her little stuffed animal, almost like it's a purse, even though I don't think this is supposed to be a purse. I think it's supposed to be her pet, since, you know, all Barbies have to come with a pet. Also, this is a pretty decent brush. Like, it's a good size. It's not too big, but at the same time, it's not too small either, and I think it works really nicely. Okay, really quick, I want to do a side-by-side next to a classic Barbie, so that way you can kind of see what the size difference is. So I'm going to be right back. Okay, so here I have the Barbie Extra Fancy. It's the one that came in that like pink pleather dress with all the bows and everything. I ended up putting the Dream Ella Extra Iconic cherry dress on her instead. This is the doll I was talking about in that video, by the way. Which, by the way, if you want to see the video where I review the doll this outfit came in, I'll put a link up there so that way you can go, or up there, I think it's up there? I don't know. Anyway, wherever it is on the screen, I think it's up here. I'll put a link there, so if you want to go check that out, you can see the video I'm talking about. But anyway, this is the doll I just happen to have available that I can get really quickly to show you side by side. I want to try and line up their feet with the bottom of the screen here so you can see the My First Barbie takes up almost the entire screen, whereas the classic Barbie only goes up that high. You know, I don't know, did it say how tall she is? Okay, so it does say right here. So the My First Barbie is 13.5 inches, whereas a classic Barbie is 11.5 inches. And that checks out. So here you can kind of see everything side by side. You know, the My First Barbie's body is also a little bit bigger, as well as her head, not just taller. So unfortunately, they cannot really switch clothing. She could probably wear her outfit, but on a classic Barbie, this dress would end up being really big. It'd be like a nightshirt or whatever, or just look very ill-fitting because it's not meant to fit on this Barbie body size. And this Barbie body is going to be too big and would not be able to fit in a classic Barbie's outfit, unless if it was like maybe one of those t-shirt dresses from the fashionistas. But even then, I think you'd have trouble getting it on because like the armholes are going to be smaller, the neck hole is going to be smaller, so I don't know if you can get it over the head of the doll, this doll, stuff like that. So unfortunately, they can't share outfits, but I did notice at Target that they do have fashion packs for the My First Barbie. I'm going to put a couple pictures up on the screen if I find them. I didn't get any to switch out or anything like that. I didn't think about it at the time when I was shopping, because this is kind of a spur of the moment purchase. Plus, I do like the outfit she comes in, so I'm fine with just this here. And who knows, maybe I'll get one of the fashion packs later and do a separate like mini review or something where I test out a fashion pack on her. So along with the height, I just wanted to kind of show you the difference in size for their heads. Her head is closer to the size of a Monster High doll, which in fact, I don't know how well she'll show up, but the only Monster High doll I have is my custom Halloween doll from this past year. But so I don't remember if I ever gave her a name. I don't know, I'll have to look at it. But anyway, this is the Ghost Girl from my most recent Halloween custom doll video. But you can kind of see the size comparison of her head, that the My First Barbie head is about the same size as a Monster High doll, a G1 Monster High doll head. Here she is next to an Ever After High doll, which, by the way, I mean, I know it's not like a fair comparison because Bunny Blanc is on the shorter Wonderlandian body sculpt, so she is much smaller, but you can kind of see the difference here between the dolls, the heights and everything. But just to compare like the head molds and everything, Ever After High's heads are just slightly bigger than the My First Barbie heads. Here she is next to Rainbow High. Once again, it's just the doll that I happen to have readily available I was able to grab, but you can kind of see the difference here. And if I line up their feet together and pulled up, you can see Rainbow High is dwarfed next to the My First Barbie. Here's a Bratz doll. I don't know why I'm doing all these size comparisons. I don't know if it matters, but for anybody who was curious, here is a size comparison of the My First Barbie next to a Bratz doll. But the reason I'm doing this is for just the head mold comparison. So Bratz heads are bigger than the My First Barbie. And the only Disney doll that I have readily available is this poor Alice, who is strapped to this chair, and I don't feel like taking her off the chair. But here you can kind of see side by side, at least the Alice in Wonderland Disney doll. They're very similar, actually. They're almost the same size. I want to say that the Disney doll's head like the face is a little bit bigger, but overall, from the angle I'm sitting at in real life, the My First Barbie head looks bigger. I don't know. Maybe they're about the same size. And I didn't know if anybody was curious about this or not, but I figured I'd go ahead and try out some different shoes since I had them readily available. So these are the shoes that she comes with. I don't know if these are the best rainbow high shoes to show you, but these are the ones I have readily available. So let's see. Okay, looks like she can wear these boots. So if you want her to wear rainbow high boots, she can. Her feet are a little bit smaller though. I want to see if I have other rainbow high shoes I can show you. All right, here we go. I think these will be a better example for rainbow high. So they weren't the easiest to get on her feet just because of the heel, but I have the same issue with rainbow high anyway. So yeah, she can definitely wear rainbow high shoes. Her feet are a little bit smaller than rainbow high, so from straight on, the shoes look a little bit big on her, but she can definitely wear them. Here I've got some G1 Monster High shoes. And like, because of the soft touch nature, like the material that they use, there was a little bit finagling trying to get the shoes on her, but they do fit, which is really interesting. I actually really, really like these shoes on her. I also happen to have some Disney Descendants shoes. I think these ones were Mal's, maybe? All right, yeah, she's able to very comfortably wear Disney Descendants shoes. Once again, I don't know like how big or small the feet are compared to this Barbie, but they're the right shape and enough of the size that she's able to wear them. Okay, so almost exact. Once again, I think maybe her feet are a little bit more narrow, but if anything, it just lends itself to more universal feet size, so she could wear these. And then just in case if anybody was curious, here is some G3 Monster High shoes. And that's a yes. She can very comfortably wear G3 Monster High shoes. I think that the incline on her foot is a little bit taller, but because her feet are technically a little bit smaller than the Monster High doll's feet, it still works. She's able to wear it and it doesn't look weird at all. And unfortunately, she cannot wear Bratz shoes. Her feet are just too big to fit in these little peg holes. That's a joke, by the way. So anyway, yeah, this is a really interesting concept. I actually really like where they've taken the My First Barbie line. This is a really interesting take on it. Plus, the quality of everything seems really nice. I also love the versatility with the shoes, the fact that she can wear like several different doll lines shoes that have bigger feet that Barbie cannot wear because she got the like little itty bitty peg feet. But there are definitely some customizable opportunities with this doll, which, because I enjoy customizing dolls as well, that is something I think about whenever a new doll line comes out. So that's just one of the things that my brain went to, and that's why I wanted to share, like, you know, try on the different shoes and stuff. Overall, I think that this is a good doll for like what it is intended for. Obviously it's made for younger kids to be able to play with and stuff like that. Easier to redress the doll and stuff. You know, got rid of the hard plastic pointy hands and everything, so it's safer to play with, stuff like that. The quality of the materials that they use is really nice and everything, and the design's really cute. Plus they look pretty. I think that's a big thing that, like, you know, obviously a big sales point for me as well is like, I want the doll to look good. That being said, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who requested that I reviewed these dolls when they came out. I know they've been out for a little while now, so I didn't jump on this like immediately, but I'm glad that I finally got this doll. I'm not sure where she's going to go in my collection because she is very tall. But if you're watching this video because you want to know if this is going to be a good doll to get for a kid to play with, absolutely. I highly recommend this doll or these dolls. I think that they are really good quality, and for the price, I mean, only being $20. I don't know what the price is at Walmart or Target, if they're the same price as they were at Toys R Us and Macy's, but like I said, $19.99 or being $20 for this doll is not bad when you compare like all the other dolls that are on the shelf right now. But anyway, I want to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this doll line. Like I said, their faces do look a little bit different. I almost wish that I would have gotten the Barbie of the line with the Millie face mold, because that would have been like an easier like comparison where I could put a Millie face mold next to the Millie face mold so you can kind of see what the difference is when you scale it up, because it does look slightly different. And I don't know if it's the face mold or if it's the face, it might be more of the face screening. I don't know, but I'm still glad that I got this one because I do really like her. I don't know if I'm going to be getting any more of these. Like I said, these are definitely meant for younger kids to play with, and I do really like them, but I think I'm just happy with this one. So I don't think I'm going to be necessarily getting the others in the collection. Anyway, I'm going to get going for right now, but thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you, and I hope I see you next time. Bye! If you like this video, you can let me know by hitting thumbs up. You can check out some of my other videos by clicking one of the links on the screen. I post new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified every time I upload. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.